What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Hans Fakir, and you are tuned in to the Healthcare CEO Podcast. And this is my very next episode, number 5. This guy is a fitness guru, and he is here to talk about how he made his passion a business. So coming to the podcast is my boy Corinthian Lyles. Let's go! Stop, wait a minute.
What's happening?
I got to make up my own intro song.
Got to make your own
My
intro
team
songs
told me
to
we
have
got
those.
copyright infringement. So I'm going to just be my own hype
So you
man.
don't
What's
wanna
going
get
on, my
sued.
guy?
What's going on, brother? How
All
are
right,
you?
man. I'm good. I'm blessed, and we're
Wonderful.
ready. Yo, so we go back. It's been a while. No,
It's been a couple years now. Yeah, 3.5 years.
You've always been in better shape than me, right? So
It's okay. You get there.
And you've trained me.
I have.
At one point.
I have.
Right? So I want you to do a quick intro. You know what the Healthcare Podcast is. The Healthcare CEO Podcast is about. It's about people that made healthcare a business,
Yeah.
whether you have a degree or not, right? And what you're going to do is show people how you went from where you were to now being a big player in the game,
Yeah.
right? Having a community that's powerful for people like myself that need that motivation,
Yeah.
right? And it's just a great journey. And again, you don't have a medical degree.
No.
Right? All right, and we're going to get it because now you're going to be a six-figure earner. And we're going to show people how you do it, how you started the community, what got you into it, and we're going to go from there. So on the Healthcare CEO Podcast, we give people a step-by-step tutorial, right? We tell everybody, all our guests, leave your keys at the door. Okay. No gatekeeping. And we want to make sure that everybody can walk away from this episode wanting to know who is Corinthian, how do I get in touch with them, and how do I become the next Corinthian Lyles in their city, all right?
Cool.
So real quick, man, give us a quick bio of who you are. And, our podcast is 10% motivation, 90% information. So here's your 10%.
It's my 10%.
Run it.
So, Corinthian Lyles, 33 years old. I've been an entrepreneur for the last 8-9 years now at this point. I've had several different businesses, things that I did just to make money, as opposed to things that I was actually passionate about. Fitness is something I've always been passionate about, and it's something that I focus heavily on in my own personal life. So I decided and found a need in the fitness industry for better business mindsets. And I was able to kind of combine the two and put all my knowledge and all my experience into one place.
But you're skipping a lot. You just went from here I am to here's where I go, right? We're going to slow you down a little bit. What made you even get into fitness? Like you played sports? What?
So yeah, I played sports growing up. So
Okay.
I played football, played high school football, ran track. I even played baseball and soccer when I was a kid. Fell in love with football ultimately, and I've been working out since I was 16. So that whole team base, loud, weight room, that's literally what I was born and bred on.
No military.
No military.
Okay, mom, dad.
No parents in
No
the military.
Workout.
No workout infringement. My mom actually was very overweight when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So that was also a big motivation for me to always stay in shape. And I also grew up watching my dad play basketball. So that was something that he used to take us along and watch him do as we grew up all the time. He was also very, very active for the majority of our childhood.
Okay, so we're going to make this super different, though. I want to make sure everybody understands, like, you got into football. Okay, cool. You played football. You didn't go to college, play
Nope.
nothing like that. But you wanted to stay fit,
Yep.
right? So you started working out. What made you say, because I've seen some fat brothers like that used to play football, and they just fell off, right? And so we've seen that. And what made you go, because consistency is so hard. I struggle with it. Half my staff look like we struggle with it, right? Like we love life, right?
No, there's nothing
nothing
wrong with
wrong.
that.
I think Tim is the slimmest guy on the crew right now. So we gotta focus.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? And all of them look better than me, but I'm just saying. So how do you stay consistent, man? Because it's just hard.
So I think I would fast forward to a point in my life where it kind of all changed, and that what created this level of consistency.
Okay.
So I went through an experience. I actually it was in a relationship actually.
Oh.
So I was on a dating show, and then right after that dating show, I went into a relationship right after that show.
Okay.
And within that relationship, I got to a point where it taught me that I didn't know who I was. And it put me into a deep depressive state. I was out of shape. I was partying all the time. And yes, I always kind of looked fit, but I wasn't consistent. My diet was terrible, and I just wasn't feeling good overall. So
Okay.
that's what got me back into the gym over time. Because like I said, you have those gaps, and consistency is what's important.
Yeah.
So that relationship really made me sit back and go figure out who is Corinthian. So I kind of just started working out again. It was actually right around the time we met. It was actually the time we met. That's when we met. Yeah, like 3.5 years ago. And I found myself falling in love with the gym, and it kind of helped me. That the gym became my sanctuary.
Okay.
So it became the place where everything shut off, and I could have those conversations with myself. It's just me versus the weights. And it's the thing about the gym is it's the only place where you can't cheat it, you can't flex it. You have to put in the work to get where you want to be, and you have to prove it to yourself because you're going to see the results before everybody else does.
Fact.
You're the only person who's going to see the day-to-day progress. Nobody else is going to notice how your body's changing each and every day. You're the only person that's going to notice that.
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of like how I kind of figured out who Corinthian was and established myself to become more secure with the person that I am. And because I built that because that's how I built that habit, that's what helped me become consistent. Because at first it was just something you go do every day. It's like, okay, let me make sure I go work out today. But now it's to the point where going to the gym every day is no different than brushing my teeth. Like, it's just gonna happen.
And that's dope, but I'm pretty sure like everybody can relate to that part.
Yeah.
I think the problem with me and a lot of people we struggle with, we could do the gym because it becomes routine.
Yeah.
The meal prep. You're not a chef, or are you?
No, I'm not a chef. I have a restaurant food background, of course, as you know. That's how we met.
Yeah, facts. But how'd you get over, okay, now I'm working out? Because I remember you saying I'm not seeing the results, but next thing you know, you trained your mind, and not only that, to meal prep, but I think 90% of people tell you, meal prepping is our struggle.
Yeah, I mean, nutrition is 90% of the battle. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to work out, you're going to go to the gym, you're going to do the work, but if you're not eating right, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. For me, watching my mom, actually, that's actually what helped me get my nutrition right. So my mom was very overweight, like I mentioned earlier, right? She ended up having a bariatric surgery at about, I want to say almost 10 years ago now.
Yeah, and for those of you that don't understand what bariatrics is, it's just extremely large person.
Right. And she ended up going from 300-something pounds to right now, I think she's right around 150, struggling to gain weight. Right?
Yeah, she saved her own life.
So, and she did. And she actually became a health coach for other bariatric patients. That's what she does now.
Nice.
But when it came to food, like, I had a conversation with her about food, and it's like, how does she do it? You know, and she literally told me the one thing that became the key to my nutrition, and the same advice that I give everybody else when it comes to nutrition, is you have to change your relationship with food.
I love that. You got to change.
You have to change your relationship with it.
My relationship with food, I got a girlfriend named McDonald's, Popeyes. I got some dope relationships.
But you got some dope relationships.
They come
but it's
through when
like,
I'm hungry.
What's the spark in that relationship, right? So for some people, they eat when they're depressed.
Yeah.
Some people eat when they have anxiety. Some people, like me, my thing was I used to eat because I'm bored.
Wow.
So, like, what is your relationship with food that causes you to eat whatever it is that you're eating?
Yeah.
So her telling me to change my relationship with food, I said, okay, I got to figure out a way to do this.
I love that, though. I know I'm I love that. Change your relationship with foods. Again, you got to give people stuff tangible, and I think that's something that somebody can not only just say that's a dope line, but I can actually apply that. So I love that.
So for me, the way I was able to change my relationship with food is I came up with just making drastic changes. Mm-hmm. So literally, and I've told multiple people that I coach this to do the same thing, or anyone I give advice to, I tell them to do the same thing. Because if you can make this sacrifice that I'm about to explain, then you've already beat half the battle. Yeah. So what I did was I went into my refrigerator, I went into my pantry, and I threw everything out, almost like it was a brand new apartment. Threw every single thing out.
Can't hide money. Go ahead.
Yeah. But that's the first thing people say was, wow, you wasted all that money. And I was just like, what sacrifice are you willing to make to make your drastic changes? That was a sacrifice I was willing to make. Whatever the money in that, in that refrigerator was or in that pantry was, but that money the money I spent on that stuff wasn't gonna help my situation at the end of the day. Yeah. So all the processed food, and the first thing was elimination. Eliminate the distractions. So for me, when it comes to processed foods, for example, they're just not in my house. So I don't have the option to get that distraction because it's not there. Yeah. Eliminating that distraction because people want to start their nutrition or their food journey, but it's like, you still know you got those chips in the pantry. You still know the ice cream is in the freezer. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you go and you make the drastic change to where it's not there, and then you replace it with all the things that you want, all the things that you know that you need, whether it be, I got to a point where there's nothing in my refrigerator but water, proteins, and vegetables.
And now you're used to it.
And now I'm just used to it.
So now it's like people say, it becomes a lifestyle.
It becomes a lifestyle. It's just kind of like, if I don't consume it, then cool. So it's kind of easy when this is all that's available to me. So it's like, all right, I want a snack. Well, the only thing in there is fruit or nuts.
That is true.
Figure it out. You feel me? It's like, all right, well, you just kind of learn to like it.
Yeah.
I learned to love so many different foods throughout this process, actually. So many different foods that I didn't eat. I just learned to love because I bought them and I tried them and it's my only option. So it's like, all right, cool. This is just what it is now. Yeah, so my snack choice went from being chips to nuts. Why? Because that's the only thing in the house. You know what I'm saying?
I did that the other day. I bought plums. I love plums.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any nutritional value in plums.
Of course, it's a fruit. Absolutely.
So, I took away
all fruits.
The hot fries and just kept plums in there because I love them.
Yeah.
So I do notice at night if I want to snack, at least I'm snacking on something that's not that bad.
Exactly.
Right? So it becomes a habit. So now you are in this phase in your life where, okay, I changed my physique, I changed my mentality. How has eating right helped you in your business? Because I know with me, if I don't drink, which I'm not a big drinker, but if I drink anything alcoholic at night or eat something, my energy is crazy low. Like I don't get as much accomplished. I'm too tired to be turning phone calls.
Yeah,
trust me.
Trust me, I definitely understand as a former party animal, and of course I still have my fun, as you know.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
But honestly, once you make those drastic changes, so once I got past the first part of just changing what I eat on a day-to-day basis, I got a little bit more deeper into doing things that are specific to what the body needs as far as nutrient intake. So that's when I got into taking my lemon juice and cayenne pepper shots every morning.
Okay.
That's when I got into the ultimate smoothie, which I wrote an ebook on of all the different ingredients and why I drink it every single morning before I start the day.
Whose protein smoothie you use?
My protein powder of choice, Pristine Protein.
Pristine Protein.
Shout out to Pristine Protein.
She was one of our first guests. Shout out.
That's my protein of choice.
Yeah,
so that's the only protein that I actually do consume outside of like when I finish the gym, when I finish my workouts. But my ultimate smoothie is a combination of different nutrients. So we're talking tomatoes, celeries, apple, cucumber.
But let's get to like me. OZ, over easy.
Yes,
you want a morning routine?
I can get back to the.
Like, are you working out? Okay, cool. My guy, me and Over Easy, that's one of my producers. We need a morning routine. Not working out. Give us a. First thing you do is eat an apple. Take this supplement.
I got you right here.
Let's break it down right now.
So for me, my morning routine.
Not for you. For everybody.
For everybody. Well,
that can fit. Like something that can be a one-size-fit-all.
One-size-fit-all.
Okay, what is it?
Literally, it's the ultimate smoothie routine.
All right.
The same thing that I do each and every morning.
Okay, what is it?
So first thing when I get out the bed is a shot of lemon juice and cayenne pepper. This is going to increase your blood circulation. It's going to increase your blood flow. It's going to jumpstart your body first thing in the morning.
Okay.
And then I go into making the ultimate smoothie. I don't eat breakfast. I actually only consume the smoothie because it does count as a meal. It comes out to about 32 to 48 ounces of liquid, and I consume the whole thing before I even leave the house. And this is going to consist of spirulina powder, maca powder, ashwagandha powder. It's going to consist of fresh aloe vera shaved every day. It's going to consist of red apple, celery, cucumber, tomatoes. And all these things have their own different benefit, but it's going to give you all the nutrients that your body is going to need each and every day. And it took me time to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? To find something I could put, like you said, it's a one-size-fits-all. This is something that everybody can do to get the nutrients that your body's already deficient in every single day. And it's going to jumpstart your body. Because the original question was, how did, these changes help me and how I feel every day? Once I started consuming this each and every single day, this is what my body felt amazing. Like it was a drastic change. We're talking in your gut health, your energy, because of all the different nutrients and all the different properties that these different ingredients are going to give you each and every single day.
So you put it in a juice so you have it for like the week and you.
Honestly, no, I make it every day.
You do? Wouldn't it be easier to make it like one time?
I think the longest, sometimes I would make enough for 2 days, but once again, it's also helped with that. It's also helped with the habit, building a habit every day.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because if I can get up and do this every single day, like with the lemon juice, all right, I'll juice enough lemons to last me a few days, and I just pour it into a shot glass, drop the cayenne pepper. Okay, cool. But when it comes to the smoothie, it's something I do every day. Yeah. We're talking. I go to the farmer's market every 7 to 10 days. I spend the exact same amount of money getting the exact same ingredients. It just helps build that habit.
And you saved a lot of money because you're not eating out.
Oh, I saved so much money. I save so much money. I don't think I've shopped in a regular grocery store in 6 months.
Okay.
I only go to the farmer's market. Now, once again, one size fit all. Takes a little bit more discipline to do that, though.
Hold on. We're going to take a time. Oh, somebody's got a question?
Mm-hmm. What's that?
Okay.
So what is your opinion on meat and like the vegan industry? Because I know like in the health industry it's always
So let's explain this.
Okay.
When you come to the Healthcare CEO podcast,
Fair.
it's a team
I
interview.
love it. No, I love that. The more questions, the better.
I'm team interview.
I work better when you
not,
just ask me stuff and just let me
yeah,
talk.
I might not know something, so that's a great question.
That's a great question.
So one of our execs, Ms. Christian, asked,
What's my take on meat?
What's your take on meat? Because of what? Because
controversy in the health industry about if it's good for you, if it's not good for you.
I got you. So
you know what we need to do too, guys, is real quick, let's always have like a mic set up for back
Yeah, I was
there.
just about to say that.
Just
If
in
you
case.
were able to
So you
ask
guys have that?
off camera on the mic,
Yeah.
that would have been dope.
Yeah. Well, we have one, so we'll just plug it in for the next time.
Yeah. So what my take is on meat. I'm gonna give you my personal journey with meat. I grew up a meat eater. I mean, I'm from the Midwest, grew up in the South, barbecue, everything you could imagine. I stopped eating pork probably 9, maybe almost 10 years ago at this point.
So good, though. It's so good.
Yeah, I know. I stopped eating pork years ago, right? Just because once I realized what pigs are, I was just like, all right, we got to cut it out. Bacon's the hardest part. I'm just be honest. Bacon's definitely the hardest part to quit.
I don't care. They can't never make turkey bacon taste.
I mean, for years it was I don't eat pork, just bacon.
Yeah.
That was
You were one of those?
Yeah, I was one of those for years.
Oh,
but then I
Lord.
finally just cut it out completely, right? But then in 2021, the day I bought my bar, actually, I stopped eating red meat and I went pescatarian. Okay. And I did that for 2 years. And so that
difference?
Saw a huge difference. The difference was, but I wasn't working out and I didn't have the same, discipline and working out and nutrition at the time. But I did see a difference in my body. And that was pretty cool. And then I want to say fast forward after 2 years, because like I said, I have a restaurant background. So we ended up opening a chicken and waffles restaurant. And it was really hard to do quality control on chicken if you don't eat chicken.
Yeah.
So that's what got me back into eating poultry and chicken again, right?
Okay.
And then I started to see the difference.
In a bad way or a good way?
Not in a bad way. It was, I could just feel the difference as far as how my body felt. And it wasn't necessarily, I couldn't say if it was necessarily bad or good. Because once again, there were other things in my life and my diet that weren't right. So it was very hard to tell, right? Mm-hmm. So then fast forward, I think I started eating meat almost about 9 months ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I started eating red meat again 9 months ago. And the reason I did start eating red meat again was because at the time, like my best friend that I work out with every day, he's 100% vegan, which he's the only vegan I know that's fit and can look like this. No.
Yeah.
All due respect to everybody else,
wait.
but that can actually look the way I, have this type of physique and be vegan. He's the only person I've ever known in my entire life to be that way. But what he has to go through to get the protein that he needs is quite a bit. It's quite extensive, right? And for me, I learned that the thing is, I don't have an issue with meat. Now that I started eating meat again, it's not an issue with me. I think it's about where it's sourced from.
Yeah.
Because the issue, in my opinion, with eating meat is the steroids and the hormones that are injected in the meat. So remember, I told you, I haven't shopped at a grocery store in over 6 months. So the difference that my body feels from if I'm eating meat from Publix versus going to the farmer's market or going to a butcher is completely different. But I did start eating meat again for the simple fact of like the protein makeup of different types of protein sources. So like the way your body breaks down the protein in steak is different than the way it breaks down in chicken. So it's they have different protein profiles. The grams of protein you get could be the same, but your body just breaks it down differently and handles it differently. So that was also my secret to gaining all the weight back.
Well, let me ask you, Christian, have you ever been to Jamaica? When you go to Jamaica, I'm telling you, I lied to you not. Go to KFC.
Oh yeah, no, that's a fact.
I swear to you, the food. My homeboy lives in Jamaica, and he keeps every time I go. Well, I went one time, and he was like, "Come to Jamaica. I'm gonna go to KFC." I'm like, "Man, I haven't eaten KFC in like 10 years." No,
absolutely not.
I'm not eating that. I saw the line out the door, and me being bougie, I'm like, "That's just because they ain't got no options, right?" I know that was a messed up way to think, but he forced me to stay in line, and I ate that chicken. I was like, it hit different. I ain't have the bubble like it tastes.
And that
so
speaks,
good.
That speaks to what I was just talking about. It's about where it's sourced.
I'm going to tell you another story real quick. Sorry to interrupt you. There's a guy down the street from here, black guy, who owns his own farm, right? That dude came, we went to his house after his cow passed away.
Yeah.
And he brought steaks out
Yeah.
from this cow. And we're grilling. He's like, no, don't put any seasoning on this. I'm like, bro, I always put salt, pepper, little.
I mean, something like hey, bro, you know, flavor. That's how you get flavor, right?
Trust me. I put that steak on the grill, 8 minutes, cut it straight from a dead cow.
Straight from
Like
source.
he had it cooked. Best steak I ever had.
Because
Best
he controlled
steak
how that animal was raised and how the animal was taken care of and what that animal consumed.
Yeah.
So my take on meat versus vegan is like, meat isn't bad. I don't have an issue with meat. It's more about where it's sourced from. Does that answer your question? Yeah, it's just about where you're getting it from.
Yeah. And shout out to this one person. I don't know if I'm allowed to say her name, but she's in the city, very popular. What I would suggest is find out what your blood type is.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
And so I'm not supposed to eat meat except lamb. I can't eat chicken, right? Because I'm B positive or something like that. I don't know. I forgot what my blood type is. But I went over there. I got the list on my refrigerator.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I eat that I'm not supposed to eat.
Yeah, and I haven't even taken the time out to actually do that, but I'm very familiar with, getting
Who I'm talking about?
Yeah, running your blood and figuring out what your blood type is and learning how to eat for your blood type and your body is, specifically.
Yeah.
So I haven't done it myself yet, so I have no idea.
It'll be okay, man. Shout out to the vitamin lady. She's been in Atlanta for over 20 years. She's super dope. Everybody go. And the funny thing is, I was working out, and this guy who's older than me, I'm 51, this guy was older than me, looks 10 times better than me. And I'm like, dude, what do you do? Right?
Yeah.
And he showed me a picture. He was huge, but huge muscular.
Yeah.
Right? But no definition. But now he's like, and I don't care. I'm like, I'm a guy. I'm not like, what you do for your arms? I ain't gonna say nice arms. That's my compliment. That's as far as I'm gonna go. How'd you get your arms? Look, bro, you got nice shoulders. I ain't doing that. I was like, what's your shoulder workout? Like that's the compliment, right?
That's how guys compliment each other. Hey, bro, what you do for your shoulders?
We're not complimenting your posture. Nah, bro.
Nah, bro, that's how it works.
I mean, in respect to everybody who do, I just
that's how we do it.
Right? So I said, my guy, what you like, dude? He's like, I still work out every day, but the difference was he went to the vitamin lady.
Yeah.
And she told him what his blood type was, and he went according to that, and she gave him a cleanser. And he said, ever since I just ate what was good for me, like what you're saying, it's been life-changing. I'm like, dude looks amazing.
Yep.
Right? And so again, discipline, you got to make it your habit. I stopped drinking, don't eat meat. It's going on a couple of days. But I could see the change as far as my energy, right? Yeah. So we know it changed on how you wake up and you do this, but it's also changed opportunities.
Yeah, it has.
Right? Because you were just on a reality show.
Yeah, I was.
Another dating reality show on Netflix called Sneaky Link.
Sneaky Links on Netflix.
Yeah, hoe.
Hey, I'm a great guy. Go watch the show. You'll see. I'm a great guy.
Shout out to all the hoes.
Shout out to the sneaky links in the world. You did.
Yeah. Muscles can make magic and take you places.
Honestly,
can you imagine me on Sneaky Link? I get voted out right away. That'd be calling me punk.
It's really funny that you say that, like how it changes your opportunities, because once again, it goes back to that one thing in fitness. It's like, people can get on social media and kind of flex and cap what they do or what they have all different types of ways. People can go rent cars and make it seem like they got nice cars. People can go rent cribs and make it seem like they got rent cribs, but you can't go rent abs.
Yeah.
You can't go rent shoulders.
No, you got to put
what I'm saying? It's like you got to put the work in, and I've learned that people identify these. People can, that's a visual identification that people see that, all right, this person has discipline. This person has dedication.
Yeah.
And it makes people want to be inspired.
It respects them.
It makes people respect you. And that's just something I've learned throughout my journey is that, wow, people kind of respect me more when I walk into a room. People, and it's not because of how you look. It's more so about they understand what it took to get there, especially based on their own situations of what's stopping them from.
I don't even think they understand what it took because they're not there. But
that's true.
But you represent discipline.
Exactly.
And so when you walk into a room, you go, oh, he's disciplined in this category that I'm not. So respect is given.
Yeah,
right. And so you can walk in certain places and understand that you're going to get treated a certain way, right?
For sure.
And so,
in a good way.
But you train, and then you train up. And me and my team was just talking about this. Like, I got a super dope, been blessed with a super dope team. And I told them, you guys are here when it comes to podcasting, social media. I'm here.
Right.
So I'm going to partner up, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Partner laterally.
Absolutely.
When I worked out with you and Homeboy, it's like, what's his name? Fife. And shout out to Fife. And you guys are in better shape than me. But I'm doing 10 more extra reps because I'm like, I'm with these dudes. Like, I got to get it because I'm competitive.
Yeah.
Right? So the one thing is I notice you always partner up from your mentors to your fitness, and even with your food and your protein. It's like you're always thinking up. And now you've opened up to creating your passion, your discipline, and making it a business.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. You got a community.
Yeah.
And why'd you do this community?
So I found when I was working out at this gym in the city in Midtown for probably about a year.
Yeah.
And I ended up just kind of bringing people together, and I threw an event called Fitness and Finance.
Dope.
Because I learned that I was a business professional coming into the fitness world, but most fitness professionals they're coming from the fitness world, entering into the business world. And there's a major gap in education on both ends of that. So for me, I wanted to throw that event, and when I did that, it showed me how much there was a need for business mentorship in the fitness world. Because while they spent their time becoming fitness professionals, not business professionals, I noticed a lot of them struggle with business needs, what they needed in their business, how to form their business properly, how to actually run their business as a business. And when I got started, my community actually kind of started to form organically, just because
It's an online community.
It's an online community.
Okay, cool.
But it started in person because, like, the spark for starting the online community started in person because people would always ask to come work out with me. People always want, and it wasn't about what I was doing. It was more so about the energy that we brought. Like, you've been in the gym with me in Fife. We're not boring.
Yeah.
We have fun.
Yeah.
We have fun with it, but we're also going to get after it and get the work in at the same time. And that community started to build organically. And during those workouts, I'm having conversations. I'm a network. I'm social. So we're talking about different people. I'm working out, and the gym I was working out at had a lot of professionals and entrepreneurs. So the conversations where we're talking business while we're working out.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, there's a need here. So I decided let's form a community to fill that need. And then for me, it was a way for me to take something I was passionate about versus something I did. So I gained business knowledge based off experience, mentorships, programs, courses. I gained all of that, but that's not really what I was passionate about. I was passionate about fitness, but my skill sets are based here.
Yeah.
So for me, I found a way that if I can put them together and then offer it to the public or offer it to a specific target audience, then I can basically fulfill both sides.
Yeah, and people got to understand that they're not just talking to and we kind of did not do you justice, right?
Yeah.
So we told people, hey, football player, this, that, figured out for his own self-purpose and his mom as being his mentor with the milling, with the food, and then you just came up organically. And so I'm going to start a community. You actually run gyms too. I've
run a gym.
gyms.
I've run different businesses.
Yeah.
More so than anything.
But you've ran gyms, so I want people to
I've
understand,
run a
like,
gym, yeah.
you already, in so many ways, you probably don't even realize it, you've ran gyms that were basically a community.
Yeah,
So
it's basically for sure a community.
I want to stress to people is you're not coming into building an online community with no experience. You've actually ran gyms on the belt line, like powerful moves right there.
Yeah.
Man. So you took that, and people got to understand when they join your community, they're not joining somebody who's like, oh, I just had a great idea. You had a great idea with a lot of business experience, but gym experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So how was that like? What you think you took from that gym experience, running a gym, and adding it to this, fitness community?
So it let me know because a lot of people thought or asked me to be a personal trainer. And I always said, like, I wouldn't do that because I'm too business minded. And no disrespect, all respect to all the trainers out there. But if you have to be in front of your clients training them every single day, you're more self-employed than you are a business owner, to be honest. And
definitely.
that's just a fact. I mean,
independent contractor.
if you look at the cash flow quadrant, that's just how it works.
Definitely.
You have to be there. I mean, that, and no disrespect, because a lot of lawyers, doctors, they're self-employed. Barbers are self-employed. Hairstylists, they're self-employed. They don't necessarily have a business unless they have systems and operations working for them. So, and that was the one thing I learned from the gym, watching all the trainers operate, how many hours they're spending in the gym, how much time they're spending in the gym. So when I wanted to form my business is more of an online-based community, something that I can operate from anywhere I want. And then also, even when it comes to me coaching with clients, I do it all virtually. That way, I can create systems in a hand. So when we get to a point where we have 60, 70, 80 different clients in our client base, I can hire trainers and give them 10 clients here, give them 10 clients here. This is our way of establishing systems and operations that allow the business to run without physically having to be there and manning it. So I think I learned more so from just observation in that industry, because I only did the gym thing. I only ran gyms for a short period of time.
Yeah.
But I come from a background of running operations. That's literally how you and I met.
Yeah, you was running our restaurant. Shout out to Aunt Cheese.
Shout out
My
to Aunt
gourmet
Cheese.
grilled cheese restaurant. Since we talking about fitness,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, how we talking about fitness and we eat grilled cheese. Hey, look,
Gourmet
man.
grilled cheese.
If you do the work once and you go get the body you want, you can kind of do whatever you want after that. Like, that's also my secret. You only got to do it once.
One time.
And build the discipline. Because I don't eat grilled cheese every day, but when I feel like grilled cheese, hey, look. I got to go get it. You can't beat that Aunt Cheese.
For real.
Shout out. Beat that cheese.
But again, the healthcare has given you other businesses that you now have opened up, right? And so you are very much in the business. Your business acumen has grown tenfold since I met you. And I was actually kind of like, hey, I want to talk to you, your mentor and stuff like that.
No, absolutely.
And I thank you for that. Always, anybody who trusts me with any advice, I'm always going to pay them homage for trusting me. But you took it, and now if I get in the community, what do I expect to see?
So the first thing that you can expect to see is mindset training, because the way I coach and the way I work with people is it starts in the mind. So kind of like all the things we talked about, it was like changing your relationship. That's based on your mindset. Establishing dedication and discipline is based on your mindset. Motivation is fleeting. This dedication is what makes a difference. I'm not motivated to go to the gym every single day. I'm actually not motivated most days. But I'm dedicated, so it's going to get done. You know what I'm saying? And understanding the difference between motivation and dedication. So you're going to get, I had a mindset course. That's the first step that when you go into the classroom that's the first thing you're going to get. You're going to get a mindset course to help you understand the mindset that you're going to need in your fitness journey, but also those same principles carry on in your business and in your everyday life as well. Because if you learn how to be disciplined in this aspect, you can take those same principles and then you apply them to other areas of your life, and that's how you become disciplined in all those other different areas of your life. So the first thing you're going to get is you're going to get mindset training.
Hold on one second. Can anybody do some BTSs real quick?
Yeah, I need some photos. I know I look good. I need some photos. I look good.
We're gonna get this together. Like, that's why I like the fact that Christian was like, "Hey, I got a question. Like, this podcast is going to happen organically, and people are going to go through the growing pains with us. But I want to give you some BTS. So our main producer, CD, is taking some of you now. So go ahead, carry on.
So, but yeah, so that's the first thing you're going to get mindset training. So it starts with the mind.
Okay.
Because even when I'm coaching guys in the gym, the first thing I do is I want to kill their egos.
Yeah.
Especially when they're working out with me. It's like, look, you're not going to lift what I lift, bro. So please don't try. But at the end of the day, it's also my way of coaching your mindset, because a lot of people get in the gym and they want to work with us, but they always trying to keep up with us. So when I break their ego, it helps them grow. Like my favorite client, shout out to Isaac and Great Moves. Literally my favorite client, my favorite person to coach, because that was his thing at first. I started noticing that. was he was trying to keep up all the time. So starting to help him train his mindset even when he's in the gym and understand that, hey, look, I know you're looking around and you think people are watching or judging. Like, nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. Yeah. Nobody's paying attention. Trust me. Half the people are in there don't know what they're doing anyway.
Headphones on, focus.
Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? They're not worried. You know what I'm saying? So helping people overcome that mental obstacle and then start establishing those different mindset principles that kind of help with mind, that's what you're going to get first. Okay. The second thing you're going to get is you're going to get training programs. I have multiple, probably over 18 to 20 different training programs that you can choose from, whether you want to work out 3 days a week, 4 days a week, 5 days a week, beginner, intermediate, advanced, for all different tier levels. Next, you're going to get different nutrition guides. So some of the things I talked about. So you're going to get the recipes to the ultimate smoothie that we drink every day. It's going to break that down. Everybody always asks me the creatine question. It's a whole ebook, and you have access to the information on that. You're going to get all these different types of nutrition guides and meal plans as well. Okay. Thirdly, you'll have access to getting virtual one-on-one coaching with me. That's fourthly, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get access to one-on-one virtual coaching with me, which you'll be able to take advantage of if you just want that in person or on that online custom, training program that's just for you, not necessarily something that's so general. Yeah. And then we move into the finance aspect, because remember I said this is fitness and finance community. Yeah. So then we have, like I said, this Apeletics. So we have the Smart Money Ape Academy, which is going to teach you how to start your business, establish a business, structure a business, and also the importance of creating operations and establishing systems. Because that's the one thing when it comes to me consulting different people in their businesses is that they don't have any systems in place. I literally was in a restaurant just eating last night with my brother, and we were just sitting there watching, and the only thing I kept noticing is like, y'all just don't have any systems for anything. That's why y'all are all over the place. You just don't have a system. You have a great business, great product, but you don't have the right systems in place, and your operations aren't structured the right way to the point where you're going to be able to grow at the end of the day. Because if I have to sit here and work in my business and do everything every day, you know how so many people say that they're like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I have to do this. And I'm just like, yeah, that's not how businesses work.
No, we talked about that.
We talked about that
between
countless times.
Running your business and managing it.
Absolutely.
You want to manage it. And I love the fact that you got all these things going on and you're helping people start their fitness business, but develop the structure for it.
Yeah.
So this community is called the what?
It's called the Apeletics community.
How does somebody get in?
You can literally either DM me the word ape, comment the word ape on my Instagram.
What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is I am Corinthian.
I am Corinthian. Y'all heard that. So the community is, do you have an Instagram for the community yet? Or?
So I do everything through my personal brand, but the Apeletics Fit community has its own Instagram page. Yeah, but you can literally click the link in my bio, go to apeletics.com.
There we go. Apeletics.com.
Like I said, I have systems in place. DM me the word, because there's a system in place that's going to give you access to the community.
And he just promoted twice. He said, DM me. Okay, well, how do you get in touch with you? So he's double dipping.
You got to DM me because, see, this is what I say. I'm marketing at the same time. I love it. Because I need that Instagram follow.
Let's go. What's your Instagram?
My Instagram is I am Corinthian. I'm very easy to find. Trust me.
So DM him the word ape or apeletics.
No, DM the word ape. Literally. And, comment the word ape on any post on my Instagram. You'll get access to the community.
So anybody who's in the fitness world and you guys got an idea or, and there's a business that you want to grow, like we said, level up with your mentoring and level up with your partnering, and understand that people like Corinthian are going to have other people that can really help you excel, right?
Or even if you're just a business professional, because I find myself relating a lot to them because their lifestyle is very much different than the person who has a structured 9-to-5 lifestyle.
Yeah.
So establishing, like, even if you're a highly productive person, like I said, that's why my bio always says I coach elite and high performers.
Gotcha.
Because these are people who struggle with getting into fitness because they have busy schedules, and I can relate to that. So me being able to establish, those principles and be consistent in the gym from that perspective is also a main root of why, Apeletics even exists.
I love it. So we're gonna go to our segment now. So Corinthian is drop game again. Every time we have a guest on the CEO podcast, they are going to give you gems on how to do this. And Corinthians explain to you what's in this community, why you should join, and how that even started. So this is the segment where we're gonna take a break. He told you guys how to get in touch with him. What's that Instagram again?
I am Corinthian.
I am Corinthian. All right, and you're gonna drop a DM, an ape, and drop the DM ape, and he's going to respond, or it's going to AI respond. I already know how that works. Right? And then so systems going to be in place for you guys to join the community, which can help you grow your business acumen in various ways, not just in fitness. So this is the time where you take the chair, my friend, and we are going to do an assessment on your business. So hop into the doctor's chair, and I'm going to put my lab coat on, and we're going to be right back. Let's go. All right, check this out on the Healthcare CEO. We don't just like getting information from our guests. We like to help our guests out. So you see the lab coat, I'm looking fly. I got my stethoscope on. I'm not a doctor, but I do medical surgery on people's businesses, right?
Fair
so I'm
enough.
going to do an overall evaluation of your business health.
All right.
So when it comes to, you got the fitness, you got the community, what do you feel like is unhealthy in your community, in your business community?
In my business community?
Yeah, what do you think?
Like in the community itself or just in my business overall?
In your business overall.
I think that right now, where I'm at now, is I'm in a place where...
Hold on 1 second. I'm a doctor and my phone's ringing.
Of course, that's how it works. Doctor's phones ring all the time.
Okay, never mind. I got surgery in 5 minutes.
There you go, an alarm reset, right?
Business surgery.
Business surgery, right? I would say for me right now is I'm currently in a place where I'm building my team. I'm investing, but you and I both know when you start a business that it's not generating revenue right away.
Yeah.
So my biggest struggle is creating stability in other areas to sustain the growth of my business while I'm investing.
So how long you been dealing with this, and what has it done to your business?
I've been dealing with this for probably the last 5 to 6 months.
Okay.
Because, like I said, having time to create something stable takes time away from other things. So creating that balance to where I'm not taking away from my business, but still being able to have time to put energy into other things that are going to generate income and revenue to sustain life and investing in my business, that's been my biggest struggle.
Okay, and what has it done, though? Like not having this fun, not having the finances, what has it done for you?
It's put me in a position to where sometimes I can't take advantage of business opportunities I would like to.
Okay.
Sometimes it creates inconsistencies when it comes to the investments that go into my business. Like a lot of my business takes a lot of monthly overhead.
Okay.
In paying for different systems and marketing, branding teams, the things that I pay for, even ad marketing. These are monthly costs. So me having to consistently put money in there, and if that money's not coming in from somewhere else, then it's also not sustaining me in other areas.
Okay. So we understand now the issue is finances, funding, getting some capital to really help you push your brand, push the community. Without this capital, that's the part of your community that needs a little help, and it's a little unhealthy.
Yeah.
Right? We need to strengthen up the financing part, the finance health of your community. So that way now you have the structure, like you told us in the podcast, you have the team, you have the automations already in place. We just need the finances to help to balance everything out.
Yeah.
All right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that you speak to someone. His name is Spartacus. That's actually his real name. He's a funding guy, really good. He could probably get you $40,000 to $50,000 within 2 months, if not less. You don't need even to be a PG on most of his stuff, right?
Okay.
So personal guarantee you. So I'm going to write you a prescription. You're not going to understand what this says, but I'll give you his name after
That's
this.
just how that works.
Yes, but shout out to my man Spartacus. He's helped me get funding. But just remember that name, and I will give you his contact for that. And we're going to check back with you in 3 months. I guarantee you this guy's going to help you get funding. And we're going to put his name out there for everybody else who wants to really get into business funding. And, if you need to finance equipment, he can really help you with that. All right? So he's helped me personally, and that's why I'm sending him to you. Okay, so Spartacus, take that. All right, you guys see how we do it. We're not just, take information from people. We want to make sure that our relationship is more than transactional at the Healthcare CEO podcast. We want to be blessed, and we want to bless others as well. So,
Got my prescription.
got his prescription. We're going to see Corinthian in
See if I
another
now I
3
gotta go
months.
get it fulfilled.
Look, and if you haven't seen him yet, he's on the Netflix special, Sneaky Link.
Sneaky links on
Okay,
Netflix.
great. And he has his own community called
Athletics.
Athletics, and they can find him on
Instagram at I am Corinthian.
All right, he's feeling better already. That's how we do it at the Healthcare CEO. We turn everything into magic and miracles. Let's go. We'll see you, man. Appreciate you coming through.
Appreciate you,
Let's
brother.
go.